Tonight, we're going to peel back that postcard image of Hawaii. You know the one. We want to uncover something a little darker. We're stepping into the shadows, really, hearing tales whispered in the dark, stories that sort of stick with you. It proves that even paradise, well, it has its own unsettling mysteries. And our journey tonight, it's built from some pretty chilling stuff. We've got old newspaper articles, police reports, local whispers, things passed down. Our mission basically is to share these really disturbing accounts, to show you the documented incidents, the legends that just won't die, and maybe paint a more sinister picture of the Hawaiian Islands than you'd think. So let's dive right into one of the most infamous ones. We'll start with what some people call Hawaii's very own Amityville Horror, the Kasha House. It's also known just as the Kaimuki House because of where it's located. Now this house, it got this really notorious reputation after a truly terrifying incident back in 1942. The Honolulu Police Department gets this frantic call, a mother, absolutely panicked. She's saying her children are under attack inside their own home by something unseen, something malicious.
So police arrive, and according to the reports, they witnessed something they just couldn't rationally explain. Newspaper articles from back then, they claimed the authorities struggled for over an hour and a half trying to control whatever was happening. But ultimately, they couldn't. The sheer terror of it, documented in official reports, it's hard to even imagine.
And it's interesting, some of the, let's say, more sensational sources from that time, they push it even further. They suggest the police actually claimed they saw the children levitating.
Levitating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, that specific detail is obviously hard to confirm definitively, but just the suggestion, right? That law enforcement might have seen something so unnatural. Whether it's embellished or not, it absolutely amplifies the mystery, and it helps explain how that house so quickly became this legend of terror.
Absolutely. That detail, really speaks to how fast something unexplainable can just become accepted local truth, doesn't it? And the Kasha House's legacy, it didn't stop there. Not at all. For years after family moved in and then moved out again really fast, all citing these intense paranormal experiences. There was even another really disturbing story involving some college students. They had no idea about the house's history. One of the girls claimed something unseen actually touched her. So the police get called again. They're escorting them away down Way Avenue, and suddenly their car just stops, dead. And according to a newspaper article, the girl starts tearing at her own throat like she's being choked by something invisible. And get this, 2 police officers, strong guys, reportedly couldn't pull her arms off her neck.
And that connects to the name, right? The Kasha House.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Locals started speculating it could be the work of an akasha. That's a type of Japanese yokai, like a spirit or demon, believed to steal corpses and just wreak havoc on the living. So that's how the house eventually got its chilling name. It's really striking how these, unexplainable events just transformed a regular home into this symbol of terror.
It's like fear itself built walls around the place.
Yeah. So the Kasha House shows how personal terror can haunt a specific home. But what about when that horror isn't just in one house? What if it permeates a place known for national tragedy? Our next location, it carries these deep scars of history, and now apparently the echoes of restless souls, Ford Island and Pearl Harbor. This site, it's forever marked by the attack it suffered. And now it's also known for just numerous reports from military personnel, civilian visitors. Everyone seems to have a story about apparitions, restless spirits haunting the grounds.
And what's really often reported there is, how consistent the phenomena seem to be. You hear about phantom voices in empty corridors, footsteps on decks when no one's around, objects moving on their own, lights, electronics flickering on and off, things like that. And even these dark, sort of shadowy figures, they wander around apparently and then just vanish if you try to approach them.
Wow. That's quite a list.
It really is. It's almost like the sheer scale of the trauma there has left this kind of indelible imprint. Like, it created an environment where these things just happen.
Right. And when you think about the scale of the tragedy of Pearl Harbor, maybe it's not so surprising that haunting stories would emerge, right? But what is it about the USS Arizona Memorial specifically? Why does that stand out as the most haunted spot people talk about? It was built in 1961, right over the sunken battleship. It's essentially a tomb. The USS Arizona, it took 3 near misses, then 4 direct hits from these massive 800-kilogram bombs. The result was staggering. 177 crewmen died inside that ship during the attack, and most of their bodies, they're still there, entombed within the wreck. So the ship itself is their grave, right under the memorial.
Truly solemn place.
Incredibly solemn. And what makes it even more eerie, profoundly so, is this detail. Over 70 years later, oil still seeps from that sunken tomb into the water around it. like these constant dark tears in the ocean, a visible reminder of the lives lost.
Wow, still, after all this time.
Still, it's called the Tears of the Arizona. It really underscores that connection, maybe, between historical trauma and something else.
Like the place itself remembers.
Yeah.
And refuses to let go.
Exactly. So from those deep, sorrowful echoes at Pearl Harbor, let's shift gears a bit. We're heading into one of Hawaii's most enduring urban legends, Morgan's Corner. Now, this story, it has a chilling kernel of truth, which probably explains why it's so popular, why it keeps getting told. It's located in Nakuli, and the corner itself is named after Dr. James Morgan. He lived near this curve back in the first half of the 20th century. But the real-life tragedy that sort of kicked off the legend, that happened on March 11th, 1948. 2 convicts escaped prison, broke into the home of Dr. Morgan's elderly neighbor, a woman named Theirs Wilder. They stole her things and they left her bound and gagged. Tragically, she suffocated. Just a grim, senseless crime.
And that specific event, that brutal act, is widely believed to be the spark, The thing that ignited all the local stories about Morgan's Corner being this paranormal hotspot. People claim they see apparitions driving past at night. There are these persistent warnings, don't get out of your car there, especially after dark. It said it could literally put your life at risk.
Just goes to show how one horrific event can totally transform an ordinary place, right?
Absolutely. Turns it into a focal point for collective fear. And cautionary tales.
And that warning, don't get out of your car, leads us straight into the most famous urban legend about Morgan's Corner, a classic Lover's Lane type horror story, but with this really specific, dreadful twist. Okay, so the story goes, late one night, a couple parks under this big imposing tree at Morgan's Corner, for some privacy. But when they decide it's time to leave, the car won't start. Typical trope, right? So the boyfriend, trying to be the hero, says he'll go get help, tells his girlfriend he'll be back soon, locks her in the car for safety. She's left waiting, alone, in the dark, at Morgan's Corner. She waits and waits, eventually drifts off to sleep, but she keeps getting woken up by this strange noise. It's hard to place, kind of like something lightly scraping or tapping on the roof of the car. Scrape, scrape. She's terrified, obviously, too scared to get out and look, so she just tries to ignore it, huddles down. Eventually she's woken again, but this time it's a tapping on the window. It's a police officer. Relief, right? But the officer tells her urgently, get out of the car now, walk towards my patrol car, and whatever you do, do not look back. Yeah. You know what happens next.
Human nature. That irresistible urge, she has to look. And as she turns, she sees her boyfriend's body, mangled, hanging from that big tree they parked under. His feet, just barely scraping the roof of the car, making that sound she heard all night.
Oh, that's gruesome. The sound source reveal is horrifying.
Isn't it? Imagine that moment. The relief of seeing the police officer.
Yeah.
Just shattered, utterly destroyed by one look back. A moment burned into her memory and into the legend of Morgan's Corner. A truly terrifying reminder of what might be lurking out there in the dark. Okay, let's shift gears one last time. Our final account brings a different kind of terror. This involves the Mujina from Japanese folklore. A Mujina is known as a shapeshifter, a deceiver of humans, and often it appears as a faceless ghost. We're talking smooth skin where the face should be. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just blank.
Just emptiness, which can be profoundly disturbing.
Exactly. And there was a specific incident reported in the Honolulu Advertiser on May 19th, 1959. It happened at a drive-in theater. That area is now the Nuna gated community, right across from Kahala Mall. A witness reported seeing a woman in the women's restroom just combing her hair. Looked normal enough from behind, but as the witness got closer, the woman slowly turned around and revealed nothing but that smooth, blank area of skin where a face should have been.
And that encounter, the reports say, was just incredibly traumatic. The witness was apparently admitted to the hospital shortly after. Suffered a complete nervous breakdown.
A truly horrifying result. It just highlights the sheer psychological impact of seeing something like that. Something so fundamentally wrong.
It really does. It makes you think about how much we rely on faces for recognition, for understanding, and the absence. It's deeply unsettling.
And the fear of this apparition, it hasn't gone away. It reportedly still lingers. Locals have claimed seeing her in various bathrooms nearby, like at the cinema or the shopping center. And the chilling legend that persists is, if you happen to be alone at a bathroom sink, maybe late at night, you might just glance up at the mirror and see her, hovering, right behind your shoulder.
It gives you chills just thinking about it.
Definitely. The Mujina, it's a reminder that sometimes the most terrifying thing isn't some monster you can see. It's what you can't see, or what you see that simply shouldn't be there. So as we kind of step back from all these accounts, these really chilling stories, one thought kind of sticks, doesn't it? What is it about these specific places? these events, that allows these terrifying tales to take root so deeply, not just persist for generations.
Well, if you connect it to the bigger picture, I think it really shows how deeply the human mind is affected by tragedy, by things we can't explain, by the unknown. These stories, especially in a place like Hawaii, with its rich mix of indigenous beliefs, immigrant folklore, and unique historical events, they aren't just ghost stories meant to give you a fright. Often they act as warnings, or cautionary tales, or maybe even a way for the community to process really profound historical traumas. They remind us that some places, they hold onto their history, a history that sometimes refuses to stay buried.
That's a great way to put it. It's like a window into how a place's identity is shaped, not just by its beauty, but by its deepest fears and the echoes of its past.
Exactly.
Well, if these tales have stirred something in you, if you maybe crave a few more whispers from the dark, then you know what to do. Please do like this deep dive if you found it interesting. Share it with someone else who might be brave enough to listen. And definitely subscribe to Horror Docs. More chilling accounts like these coming your way. Until next time, please stay safe out there. And remember, some shadows, maybe they're best left undisturbed.